Hello everybody, whoa, chair span around. Laguna here for Final Fantasy II. We are ready to hop right back into the fray. Game's already loaded up, and we finished off the last video with kind of a brief recap here. We went through to Palamisha Castle and somehow rescued Leon from being Leon, and the Emperor came back from hell and a Dragoon sacrificed himself, as all characters die in this game apparently. So Final Fantasy VII, you did not do anything new. And here we go. We're just going to hop in and we're going to do this, I guess. I really pray that this game amazes me. Just amazes me. Because I kind of... The ending for this better be good. Let's just say that much. We're going to have some fun with this, though, because we have... a lot to go through. Just a lot to go through. We'll just say that much. But anyway. Floor 1. Floor 1. I don't know why I wanted to say 6 on that. Am I safe in the water? No, I'm not. Part of me kind of just wants to rush through and get to the ending. Ho! I don't like where this is going. Let's swap. Blood sword and... I like to keep the blood sword and the ripper on him, actually. Let's give him the Excalibur and the Sunblade. That seems beneficial. And we need to do what we always do and potentially save scum. Who knows? I don't fucking know. Diamond Mace. Excellent. Gazer. Model 16. With slow 16. Part of me thinks Maria might not be able to cast all the status ailments that I want to cast. But I'm okay with that. I'm going to avoid all the doors. I don't trust doors in this game. Like, at all. I really don't. Oh, Jesus. Something tells me this is what I, this is the thing, this is what I don't want in this game. Jesus. I'm gonna say that better fucking miss. Oh my god, this is, not right. Actually, we'll cast Asuna on Leon and hope it works. It's probably not gonna work. Fucking really? Do I really have to fucking save scum already? Like... I got no fucking Asuna, so Great. Well. At least we save scummed. At least we have that in our favor. Diamond mace. Part of me kind of wants to just... This is not going to end well. The enemy strikes first portion of this is what's not going to end well. Oh yeah, I forgot she leveled up her life. Get your life, right? You know? So, I'm officially not liking this dungeon. And at this point, I'm about game completion, not whatever the hell this is. This is just terrifying. Actually, Gus can take quite a bit of damage, so what if we were to equip Gus? Where's the Venom Axe? If it weren't for the Blood Sword, that would be decent. I think we gotta do it. Gus can tank so much damage that we need to not... Where's the Blood Sword? There. Memo save. You know what? Fuck the items. Fuck the items. It's gonna be... It's been a while since I've said that to a game, but fuck the items. I'm just gonna power through this, and... I'm assuming if I follow the water, I'll be able to... Okay! This is a tough one! Jesus Christ! So I got the White Dragon, restarted, got these things, the Salamanders, instead of the Gazers. So I still need the Gazers, the blue Hektai things. If I see an item, I'll be great, but no. Maybe. Yes. What is... I don't see an item there. See now, why was Mindu the only person who started with like any form of magic? That's the other thing that bothers me about this game. It's like, at what point in Layla's adventures did she find a scroll of let's cure myself so I don't die in the field, and then decide, you know what? I don't think I want to. Like, you know, it's just... There's something very, very off-putting about the fact that Mindu trains his life in magic, and your characters can learn magic at any given point in time, but they just don't automatically. And I guess that's kind of my biggest beef with this game right now. Maria's HP and endurance. Leon's HP and endurance. Good. Leon's getting some level ups pretty quickly. I don't want to take it out. As much as I want to, I probably shouldn't. I don't trust any of this. Oh, look, a great Malboro. Oh, great. A great Malboro. That actually wasn't so bad. I thought that would be a hell of a lot worse. Cat claws. Suddenly a oh, fuck. Jesus Christ. Blue dragon. And of course... Oh, Jesus. We're going to have Maria do her thing. Ooh, that was close. The fact that that thing got to use poison is hilarious. See, now this is not bad. Except for Maria's damage. Ooh, a dragon shield. Dragon shield. Nice. But what do the cat claws do? Tri-bladed knuckles. Well, let's try it and see, I guess. Nobody uses shields in this game anyway, so screw the shields. Of course the enemy strikes first. Jesus Christ, these monsters are getting a little, This is like the time there was a fire at the circus. It was very intense. So the cat claws don't do as much damage as the Ripper. Or no, they do more damage than the Ripper, but the Ripper does more sets of damage. So I'm kind of at a standstill on that one. Maybe if I go this way. Okay. I have no idea where I am. I'm going in blind on this one. This is disheartening. I'm actually kind of liking the cat claws. I am kind of liking it. I just realized that Leon had mini on. Had. HP and endurance, cool. Like, what is with this game? Like, I really shouldn't complain, but Jesus Christ. The amount of fucking twisters, Jesus God. Of course, Leon would die. Of course. I'm not resurrecting Leon right now. Not until I get one Abyss Worm left. I really should have bought some magic and stuff for Leonidas here. I'm not gonna lie, I'm having some feelings of like almost instant regret for not buying him at least a cure. I mean, it's not like I could have done much about it anyway, because like, you know how these games are when they're, you know. Ooh, Leon's sword and HP and endurance. Cool. Because I would have to have grounded. I would have had to do a lot of work to get Leon's anything up. That came out really inappropriate out loud. But you know my point. Let's see. Yeah, it's on the way. Fucking cock. Oh god. What? Okay, can somebody please tell me what the fuck that was? I don't want to get rid of anything. Werebane. No defense, but more attack. More attack. I mean, I may as well. It's a bit of strength. I'm like really okay. I'm surprised. Like, what the hell was that with the blood sword with the King Behemoth? What was all of that damage? Like, where the hell did that come from? And this is what I mean by there's no rhyme or reason for this game. also really should probably equip Maria with some better stuff. Like, I really should. I'm really not entirely sure what I should equip her with, because she's getting really... She's been my status ailment inflictor this entire time. And I really don't want to get rid of the one person who's putting enemies to sleep and getting rid of their defenses. Also, I'm surprised because now she's in the lead for HP. Not really much to do there. Of course you cast Mini and Poison. The other thing I'm really thankful for in this game is the lack of what am I trying to say here? The lack of permanence to the status effects. Something's got to be behind here. What? Flare and haste. Well, haste is kind of useless, but winged sword, not much. There's really not a lot you can do in this dungeon. Like, not really. Maximus. Ooh, Maximus. They're just chimeras, reskinned a different color. And I'm kind of learning that a little bit as I play through a lot of older games. It's like, so it's kind of cut down on rendering costs or production costs. You're going to see a lot of cases where they don't make different monsters for everything. Like Final Fantasy VIII did. They had one skin per monster. But the older Final Fantasies, like 1 and 2, for example, like the Goblin, render the Goblin Guard a different color. Or the Goblin Captain, or whatever you want to call it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, at all. I mean, it saves on production costs, so why not? It's just... It's interesting to see that older games used to do that, and newer games don't necessarily do that. Sometimes they do. But yeah, reskin them a different color, and then boom, you're good to go. Like, I'm kind of learning that myself, and I might actually try and toy around with that idea. I think that's the part of the modern world. It's like you want to make everything look so vastly different. Backstabber. That does nothing for me. I don't know if I want to go in here yet. If it's a stairwell, I'll take it, I guess. Why do you keep casting Mini? Leon's HP and endurance. This is actually nice. I'm liking that Leon gains so much HP bonus. Dragon Mail. That was actually better than the Diamond Mail. Courses of battle. Of course. But there's nothing wrong with preemptive strikes, so we'll take it as a win. Because win not. Why not? Win not. Never mind. I'm just being dumb. You may as well attack you. You may as well attack you. You may as well him, and you may as well him. Raise 16 now. Yeah, there we go. Why not? Oh, of course, that's why not. My inventory is fucking full of useless goddamn items I don't need. God damn it, Yoichi with a bass battle. Whew. Well, that was easier than I thought it would be. Well, I don't need double Yoichi bows. But screw the Oracle. Limited inventory space pisses me off. I'm a collector by nature. I love collecting things. Actually, no, we'll give the Dragon Mail to you. You can definitely take advantage of the Dragon Mail. Come to think of it, I could have gotten rid of the Diamond Mail that used to be on Leon rather than the second Yoichi bow. Well, live and let learn, I guess. Live and let learn? Live and let live? Live and learn. Live and learn! Live, love, laugh. Ooh. Ooh. Here we go. Great Malbros. Kind of a holy snap in our souls moment, honestly. Should be able to do this. I should be able to do this. Nope, mini cut cast. Never mind. Can't do this. Sorry, mini, poison, and paralyze all got cast. At least, like, I think. It's a big think, but I think Leon should be able to get some more magic defense. Hooray! B5. I don't know how long this level is, but we'll get there. I'm assuming this is like one of the most linear floors in the game. Well, at least he's not getting taken too much damage. I mean, it could be a hell of a lot worse. why I did that. There's nobody in behind. But you know, anybody who's watching this channel, one thing that I have always wanted to do is to do a voice acting thing for a character in a game. And I'm kind of wondering what kind of a character I would be a voice actor for. Because I look at, like, big name voice over artists, I guess you call them. VOAs, voiceover actors, VAs. And I look at people like Troy Baker. And I'm just like, I kind of want to be able to... really? I thought I just cleared my inventory and picked up an item. Excuse me. Protect ring. I don't know what this does, but okay, let's try it. Protects against KO. It's better than the agility, actually. I'd rather have at least one person protected against KO. Besides, my characters aren't attacking first anyway, so I may as well just give up on the whole agility thing. But yeah, I was saying, like, when I look at big names like Troy Baker, he was, like, in Infamous, he was Snow in Final Fantasy 13, he was Vincent in the game Catherine, like, he had a lot of, like, big, really high... Anyway, he had a lot of really big titles that he worked on, and I'm kind of wondering, like, compared to him, what theoretically would I... Like, I don't feel like I would be better than him or anything like that. I just wonder, like, compared to him, how good could I possibly be? I really want to Osmos, like, fucking 167 of my magic points? Fuck no. Die. Something tells me the Frost Lizard was something I should have fought by now. Because those went down really quickly. Let's check the bestiary. Maximus. Nothing. Parasite and Love Sucker. Wow, that came out wrong. Life Sucker. It's a great Marlboro Salamander. No, the Frostless and Salamander were side by side. Okay. I still don't know what the hell a Mezzo Marlboro is, but sure. Why not? Something between Barrel Worm and Abyss Worm I've missed, though. I don't know what I missed on that one, but I missed something. It might be like an overworld enemy that I just didn't find yet. Because, like, when you get out of Mysidia, the tower, you basically just get given the airship, and then there's no point in going down on the ground, right? So I guess there might be some monsters that I might have missed, and I'm all kind of okay with that in this game. Trying to avoid all the other aspects of the menu. Well, this is a pretty linear path. And as per usual, we take out the life suckers first. If you get down on me, then I'll get down on you. Blaze it. Zones of Asian, cool. Really? I spent this whole fucking dungeon trying to get through. Just trying to get through to get to the final boss. And it leads to a fucking warp out. What is this? Just a level up dungeon? Jesus Christ. Fuck's sakes. Just take me to the... Okay. Okay. I was kind of pissed, but now I'm confused. Something, though, tells me that there is no way I can get out of this alive. Well, no, not that there's no way I can get out of this alive, but... So we're on Pandemonium 1F. Mantis Devils. Oh, Jesus Christ, this is already terrifying me. I think save scumming is going to be my priority right now. I mean, Leon might be able to get some good HP boosts here, but I just don't think that this is going to be a really good run. I still wonder, does Endurance also increase defense, or does it just increase the amount of HP that you get boosted every time you get a boost? That's kind of my general wonder. Meant that led nowhere. Mithril golems, grand. We'll go with life Fuck off. Fuck's sakes, Jesus goddamn battles. Hoo boy. This is not gonna go well. Fucking Christ! Jesus, Mithril Golems. Life. May as well cure all and hope for the goddamn best. Nope. Well, Pandemonium is officially my least favorite Final Fantasy dungeon all in the world. And of course Maria would take a fucking hit. This is a really sad day, by the way. That this dungeon has given me so much trouble. Like, if it wasn't for Leon having that blood sword equipped, I probably would not have fucking made it through there. Okay, I'm surprised I made it that far without having any battles. Okay, Mithril Golems, we have learned are... they're a no-no, and they would rather touch my no-no square. And my no-no square is not to be touched. So... no. No. No me gusta. Jesus Christ. What the actual fuck? Fuck this dungeon, right up the ass. I fucking hate it. Oh my god. How? With the highest fucking gear in the game, literally the best gear you can get, do I die in one hit? Swear to god, if there's a fucking Mithril Golems again. Not so bad. So needless to say, we are going to save scum, and we are going to kick this fucking dungeon's asshole into oblivion. Oh my god. I can't believe I'm actually raging at this game. This is actually going on one of my rage game lists. Sorry, not my rage game list. My... Oh, Jesus, no. This entire dungeon needs to fucking die. I'm actually raging at this in my head. HP. Hooray! Ooh, a ribbon. Well, I got a ribbon. May protect from special attacks. It does nothing, like... Screw it, I'll equip it on him, like... Like, does this, like, it might protect me from, like, all forms of magic? Because that would be nice. This dungeon's gonna take me forever. Fuck off with the... No. I'm actually, like, not impressed with this. These Death Riders are going to be the death of me. And I don't mean, like, they're going to stress me out until I die. I mean, they are literally going to kill my characters to the point where I don't fucking know anymore. I mean, I guess I'll equip the other ribbon, like, what else can I do? Death Riders are kind of my nemesis at this point. Stop attacking first! Fuck! Jesus Christ, all fucking mighty. I feel like this battle's just gonna repeat themselves over and over again. Like, this is not fair. Like, even a high-level party is getting wiped out, and that's not... This is just not kosher. Oh, Jesus. Here's the headband. At least I can say this with certainty. The actual, like, the Death Riders themselves, despite being actual fucking assholes, are a good source of elixirs. I'll give them that one benefit of the doubt. But that is not a justification for this bullshit. Okay, we're at 2F. I don't know how many floors there are to this dungeon. I really don't. All I know is this is not fun. Let's go down. No more Death Riders. Oh, Jesus. Actually, this might not be so bad. Except for the entice part of it. I don't like that, because that's going to make my characters attack each other rather than the enemy. But I mean, the fact that there's Lamias and Lamia Queens, it's not as bad as if it was just pure Lamia Queens. That's at least a plus. Here comes things like Blaster, though. That's not the good part. At least curls aren't too bad. They were worse in Final Fantasy X2. Leon's magic defense increased. Cool. That means he might be able to resist stuff better. I don't trust that upper area. Ooh, preemptive against the Death Rider. Nice. I don't like Death Riders, so let's fucking kill them. Ether? Really? No. Fuck off. Okay, we need to tone down how many times I swear in this video, because this is not gonna be... Blaster 1? That's nothing. Well, for Leon it is something, but Blaster... It's all temporary status effects. We're kind of learning. Oh, Jesus Christ! Another one of these. Let's go left. Preemptives, I'm okay with. Maybe I'll get lucky. Maybe it'll just be purely preemptives. Yeah, good luck with that, right? Though I do plan on tonight. I actually hooked up my VR camera. Like it's the old TV that I had here. I know this is grainy, but the old TV was a projection TV, and that was just fuck no. It was good TV while it lasted, so I'll thank Mom and Dad for, you know, passing that off on me and saying it's yours to get rid of. Because, yeah, it was a good TV. It's just... Oh, fucking misrolled. Despite how good of a TV it was really bulky and hard to move. And that's kind of the thing with newer TVs. You want to make sure you are getting a thin TV, so it's not so weird and heavy. And the old PlayStation camera used to be able to sit up on top of it. It's killing me, by the way, to ignore that treasure chest. So yeah. now that I have the new TV, it's basically only wide enough that it can barely carry a Wii U sensor bar. Or a Wii sensor bar. So I ended up having to get some Velcro, and now I got just like this awkward PlayStation camera just hanging off the wall staring me down. Thank God I don't masturbate. Otherwise, some perv in Poland is probably pulling it to me pulling it. I just wanted to do alliteration. I mean, I could have said Philippines, but p-p-p-p is better than th-p-p-p in sounds. I could have said Paraguay too, technically, but you know, whatever. I'm not picking on people, just making awkward jokes. Ooh, Protect Ring. That actually, stop it, might be a good one. Better than the stupid high potion. Man, if there's a potion that would get me high though, I'd drink it. You got a Protect Ring. You got Diamond Gloves. Actually, let's take a look. So status-wise. Magic Defense 1099. Evasion 5. If I put the Protect Ring on. Whoops. 1099, 5. Eh, screw it, I'll keep the Protect Ring on. Whew. We're getting there. We're slowly trogging through. Trogging or trodding? I am not liking this dungeon. This is a mess. Okay, I need a map. This is a really big mess. So I need to somehow find J or I, whichever one it is. Which that's F, G, and H, so I don't need those. I need to find where I goes. And that doesn't even have a G, H, or I. So but I need H to get to I. Which means I need to go to F. F is a dead end. F. So I need to go to G. And G is the door on the far right. Okay. Which leads up to this floor, which is floor 7? 6F. 6. Floor 6. Actually, I think I picked the wrong door again. Blood Fiend. I'm kind of curious to see how this is going to go, because these are the upgraded Kotos. Anyway, I'm in the wrong room. I need to go. I picked the wrong door. I need to go to F, not G. So door number 3 it was. I mean, the Blood Fiends aren't too bad. They're just more nuisances than anything else, or maybe conkies if you want to pronounce it the wrong way. They're not terrible. They're just... Okay, yeah, they're terrible. There we go. Fire Gigas needs to die now. Wait, didn't I fight a Fire Gigas in Tower of Mysidia? Something tells me I did. But oh well, that's neither here nor there. Muddle scroll. How about no? I don't want to pull a Goofy and muddle in other world affairs. Muddling. See, now this floor is not actually that bad. Like, yes, the first floor was pretty terrible with the Death Riders, but this is actually like this is a breath of fresh air. This is nice. This is like an easy battle, and I like easy battle. Maybe the Emperor won't be so bad after. Oh, I can't finish that sentence. You know that's gonna jinx me. You watch though, like every monster's gonna have like 1,000 or 2,000 health, and then I'll get to the Emperor and it's gonna be like 100,000. It's gonna be like, fuck off. Flame sword can die. Flame sword can die. Something tells me, yeah, I was right. Something also tells me my inventory's full. It's the game script. I need to go read the big stabber. Ribbon and an enemy. Great. Fucking great. Astaroth. You picked the wrong character to blind. Bind? I mean, she's kind of cute in her own little demonic way. I might actually date her if she was nice enough. She had to be nice though, because you know I don't want to be abused. I don't want her to blind me, and you know. I feel like she'd be one of those jealous girls who'd be like, you know what? You're not allowed to look at any other girls. You're gonna be blinded from now on. I feel like that'd be her. Which, I mean, you know, to each their own, but, you know. I already know that Leon's dead. Just, I'm letting him be. Until now. I'm just looking through the list of things that I might have missed, and apparently I missed 3 boss battles in this dungeon alone. That's not good for my completion record. But I mean, I'm not trying to get 100% completion of this dungeon because it's so fucking ridiculous. Like, apparently there's a Iron Giant, a Beelzebub, and a Tiamat. So Tiamat guards the Genji helmet. Beelzebub guards the Genji armor. Then there's the ribbon. But as much as, like, all of these are... Oh, that's good. I was going to go around, but okay. As much as all of these are clever little boss battles designed to hide items, I feel like I don't need the items at this point. Oh, okay, now I do feel like I need the items. Let's just have Maria cure everybody. No, you get back there. I fucking knew Furion would die too. Stop it, Gus. That's not good. Oh, Jesus Christ, this is not gonna end well. So we're just gonna give up while we're ahead. Oh, man. That just did not fucking go well at all. 2 Death Riders. Okay. Just okay. Oh, Jesus. 2F was the last fucking save slot. Fuck me. Well, we gotta rush through this. Hooray, 10,000 go. Actually, this is a good time. This might be a sign that I need to go get these items. Tiamat, like its Dungeons & Dragons namesake, is a multi-headed dragon that can use entire party effects of every possible fucking element. Great. Stupid fucking stop attacking first. God damn it, I will fucking destroy you, you piece of fucking shit. Stop it. Oh my god. Fucking hate when enemies attack first and I get nothing to do except for get wailed on. Least favorite thing in the game. But at least Maria's HP might go up, so I guess that's a plus. You know, for little things that have like 1,000 health, like, they do a lot of fucking damage. No, I don't want fucking ether. Not that I'm bitter, not that I'm bitter. Not that I'm bitter. Yes, I'm bitter. Oh wait, it's preemptive. I almost did that. I almost fucking left the battle. Actually, I almost died trying to leave the battle. So needless to say, the floors that were decent, we need to stop. We need to not let our guard down when we get there. That's the easiest way I can word it. Thunder Spear can suck my dick. It's becoming autumn. It's getting to be pumpkin spice season. Haha. Some of the Vines that I've watched recently, I know Vine is like an antiquated thing, but there's like those ripped Vine compilations that you'd see on YouTube, and one of them was just like, here's my impression of what white girls do in autumn, and it was just like a still of a coffee cup on a table, and then a pumpkin just on top of it and squishing it, and it was just like, that's me. I am that white girl. Calm down there, rabbit. So let's memo save this. Do I want to fight those two bosses? Part of me says yes, actually. D leads to... Eh, screw it. Let's just take all 4 doors. Let's see what happens. Fenrir. That's a shitty situation to be in. Oh god, you can hear the audio dip out too. Man, all that attack animation for just missing or doing little enough to no damage. At least that one probably hit Leon. No, that didn't. Okay. See, this is not bad. This is very doable. Very doable. So this is 2F. I have no idea where I'm going right now. There we go. Much better. We're gonna do this. We're gonna get through this dungeon. I believe in us. I don't actually believe in me. I just believe in us as a unified whole. Not a unified whole as... No, I'm not gonna finish that sentence. You know what I mean, though. Fuck! I really should have just skipped these bosses and went right to the end of the dungeon. this is not, that just is not, no. I wish there was like Final Fantasy VI did something really... What am I thinking? Why am I even thinking Final Fantasy? Pokemon did something interesting where you can get repels. And the repels would be like, okay, here you go. Here's 250 steps where you don't have to worry about getting into any battles. And that was perfect. Like, there was no need to worry about it. So that's that one. Oh, whoa, actually, zombie. We're gonna not... You're fine, but you... Oh, Jesus, you're gonna die. I feel like for zombie battles like this, I should have Leon equipped with... Oh, actually, why don't I just cast Cure on him? Fuck. If I cast Cure on him, he's probably gonna die. Why don't I just do that? Done! Jesus. Should have just fucking put an elixir on him, see how that works. Anyway, what do Genji gloves even do? Gloves of ultimate protection. Well, we are going to put that on you. Now we... Leon, you do need to be the one who lives. You need more defense anyway. So anyway, we'll see how this goes. I can see on this map, there is one other hidden item. I need to get through here. And then I can just go joop, joop, joop and get it. Oh yeah, that's the ultimate protection. Mint. Everyone loves getting that 0 damage that puts you to sleep. Minus the sleep part. I feel like Maria does need to have some more attack power. But the status effects are what's keeping the party alive. No, no one likes the gold hairpin. Haired. Balls. Barrel worm. Pretty sure this was what I fought inside of Leviathan. Well, kudos to you, I guess, but I'm still gonna heal first. Level 13 cure. Why did I expect that to be a battle? Never mind. That's why. $2,500 damage. Go, go, Power Rangers! Come on, Furion, go! Never mind, Gus did it. Fuck me. This is a really... What? Just 3 half-naked dudes just chilling out in a room by themselves. All hot and sweaty. I mean, I'm not judging them for their life choices. Just, you wouldn't expect to find this in a... But I suppose after the Final Fantasy VII remake, you kind of have to hope for, not hope for that, but expect that. Flame mail. And yes, that was a dig at the drag scene in Final Fantasy VII. Most unnecessary cutscene that makes you feel dirty just watching it. Like, it doesn't even have any relation to the plot. It's like... No, I'll get to that when I get there. Just... no. Focusing on this. Look at those floral arrangements in the background. I think those are florals, or they're crystals. I don't fucking know at this point. It's all pixelated. It's all grainy. I'm assuming this entire fortress is just made of obsidian or something. Or emerald. Not emerald, sorry. Amethyst. I don't know why I thought emeralds were purple. Emeralds are green. Probably because of the M and M part. But I guess that's the other thing about Final Fantasy, is you never really know what things are made of unless they tell you, because it could be mithril, it could be orichalcum, Ori whatever the fuck it's called. Or it could be adamantite. It could be, I don't know, strontium, obsidian, iridium, bismuth, I don't fucking know. The Final Fantasy world has so many, like, different materials that they take inspiration from in real life. Of course you would. And it's not a bad thing that they do that. It's just, it would be nice to see if the Final Fantasy universe is all one world, that they all use the same precious metals. And it's kind of like the other qualm that I have in Final Fantasy. And yes, I said qualm. The other issue that I have with this game is, quite simply, why are there no bathrooms? Just, you'll see. I'm going to play through this game, and you're going to see that, except for one Final Fantasy, number 7, and they only did that because it's a plot point at one point in the game, are there bathrooms. I have not seen a bathroom other than Final Fantasy VII. Now, don't get me started on the whole, like, oh, well, the rendering processing power and all this other stuff. If they put it in Final Fantasy VII, they could have easily put it in all the other Final Fantasy games. But because FF7 had that weird digestive mini-game, mini-hunt, whatever you want to call it, they are really the only Final Fantasy game that has a realistic bathroom in it. So take from that what you will. But that also means that the princess in Final Fantasy IX, she don't shit on a toilet. She do it in the woods just like everybody else. Or does she poop in her hand and then garbage bucket? Or does she just poop in the garbage bucket? I don't know. Maybe she poops in the shower and just waffle stomps it. I don't fucking know. But the point that I'm trying to make on this one is that in terms of realism, I guess Final Fantasy is not the best indicator for that, but you just kind of wonder, what did they do for bathrooms? I understand in this game, because, like, it's all castles and stuff. There's not a lot of machinery, except for the airships. But the promise of being able to poop in a normal bathroom is just something that you kind of look forward to. Especially after being, like, camping for, like, a week. Now, I mean, for most people, camping is, like, go into the woods with a trailer and just enjoy nature in the trailer. And it's like, that's not camping. That's just trailer parking. But I digress. Ooh, I should probably heal Leon first. Helion, Helion, Helion will higher. For those of you who don't know the reference on that one, that's Christaberg. The song Holding On. Holding on, holding on. You know that one? You probably don't. You're probably too young to understand that reference. But now, Christaberg is not actually a bad artist. I can actually see him doing music for some of these games. Just like as, if Final Fantasy ever decides to do exactly what they did in Final Fantasy Lightning Returns, I'm not going to finish that sentence because I don't want to spoil things. But anyway, I digress. You know, I just realized I don't need full spoiler warnings on my videos because I long play them. It's not like I jump in and I do reviews and I'm just like, hey, here's the ending. No, I actually do long play videos, so. So screw spoiler warnings. The fact that this is my video should be a spoiler warning enough for you. Oh my god, Jesus Christ. I'm also trying to figure out in the back of my head where the AI gets their AI from. Like that Mithril Golem just attacked Maria twice in a row. Which, don't get me wrong, I'm glad she's getting the HP bonus. But what determines the fact that he just hit Maria twice with his attacks? Yes, this way. Is it, like, because she didn't have the max HP at that point. Is it based on her agility or her strength, or is it just completely random and number generator just happened to hit her twice in a row at a 25% chance to do that? Technically a 12.5% chance. Actually, no, technically less than that. It'd be 25% chance, then 25% chance of that would be about 7.725 maybe? Because you have to calculate the odds of it hitting her first, which is still 25%, but then you take 25% of that because then you got a 25% chance of that 25% chance, so that would give you a 2 in a row chance. So I think it's a 7.725% chance that should have happened. Oh, a Masamune, the most powerful sword in the world. Well, I don't need double Yoichi bows, so. Oh no, a monster appeared. Oh no, whatever shall I do? Oh no, an ice storm. Whatever shall I do with my life? Get your life, am I right? I'm gonna open up another beer. I'm in a celebratory mood. That's what I'm talking about. There's some damage right there. That's what we need. Tiamat, that does nothing. Why, Tiamat? That'll kill him. ¿Dónde está La biblioteca. Mi amo Tibo. La Alanya discoteca. I don't like this, but it's a preemptive strike, so fuck them. I get a little sing-songy when I drink too, just a heads up on that. Also, by the way, tomorrow evening after I'm done work, yes, I am going to get to Five Nights at Freddy's. At long last. It is time that I finally learn what this game is about. So, Zolo, if you are thinking of watching this series, I appreciate it. What should I get rid of? What should I get rid of? What should I get rid of? Titan Helm, Diamond Helm. Oof. I'm probably just gonna equip Leon with, like, everything. Like the most effective helm. Sure, why not? Six medbeds, 11. We need to memo save this, because I don't think I'm gonna live. Nice. I love me some preemptive attacks. Preemptive attacks are some of the greatest in the world. So I learned from last time that floor door 3 is the right way to go. Therefore, we're not going to take door number 3. We're going to take door number 4. And behind door number 4, we have bachelor number... well, 4. Okay, this joke already screwed up. Maria is getting some HP bonuses. I'm actually not too worried from this point forward in the game. The Death Rider Mithril Golem combo can suck my left nut. But at this point, it's... like, I think within the next 20 minutes I could beat the game. Easily. I have a terrible sense of timing, by the way. It's probably going to take me like 10 minutes just to get back to where I was before. So, take from that what you will. But, like, until I can actually run from battles, this is the best you got. Didn't say it was good, just it was the best you got. Flame Sword can suck my nut. Oh crap, I forgot to heal. Oh well, here comes Beelzebub. Ew! That actually is a kind of disgusting looking creature. I'm not gonna lie, I'm really not liking this Beelzebub appearance. This is kind of this character design's a little bit of a sore spot with me. I'm not liking it. Ugh. 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 The temptations. And we got some Genji armor. Armor with the mightiest protection. Hell yes. Not literally. Well, depending on who you are, maybe, but no. At least I got some preemptives. Preemptives are great. Not gonna lie, this is probably the most streaming I've done in a single day, and I'm kind of liking it. It's given me something to look forward to. I thank everybody for the suggestions. So, I did get a couple of suggestions from MeWe and obviously Carl. When I get Demon Souls, I will stream that. That's the first game I'll play on PS5. But Five Nights at Freddy's, I've actually never played that before. So that's coming up on the channel. Jesus, what else can I say? It's... These are very confusing hallways, I'm not gonna lie. This dungeon is really confusing me. Why did the Iron Giant show up? No, like, actually, why did the Iron Giant show up? He did not show up the last time I came through here. I mean, I'm glad I got to fight him, but, like, that's just not kosher. Womp, 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 womp. I don't like Fenriers. Fenriers can suck my dick. I don't like them. Okay, I like them when they do their regular attacks. I don't like them when they cast Fire 11. And it takes up so much time doing that one little animation just to deal that much damage. Like, let's face it. If you want... How do I even word this? How do I words? The best way I can word this is, if you're going to go through a long-ass animation, which is going to take up half of your stream. Okay, it's not actually half. I know it's less than that. Don't you fucking do it. Ooh, Gus. I hope you already attacked. Ooh, fuck you, Gus. Won't you want it to do, like, actual damage? Like, end of FF7. Say for Sephiroth. That stupid ability that summons a meteor that comes through everything in existence just to hit your party and do, like, 2,000 damage. Things like that, it's like, why do you even bother? Also, Gus, that was a lot of damage for you to take. That's kind of weird. Why you take so much damage? Astaroth is dead? No, more than 5,000 health. Yeah, that's right there. Fury steal that back. Gus's endurance and Leon's strength. Cool. I kind of feel like Stardew Valley got their idea for hidden doors from this game. There we go. And Maria is going to be level 14 cure soon, so good. Only had to cast it like 100 fucking times, but okay. I don't remember what Entice does. I really don't. As much as I don't want the Protect Ring, I should probably pick it up. Enemy strikes first, because why not? And of course the blaster would fucking wreck Leon, like, so much for the gear that offers the ultimate protection, right? Like, okay, what does Entice even do? I mean, nice boobies, Lamia, but just come on. We're getting somewhere. Yeah, there we go. We might be able to get this. We have 14 minutes left in the clock. Oh dear God, where am I? At this point, I don't think the Flame Lance is really worth anything. Oh, neither is that. Great. I thought it was going to be like another, like, epic boss battle. Nope. Even worse. Oh, look, Fire 16. Cool, let's take 20 damage. Oh, wait, he did it on 1, not all. Okay. Forgivable, I guess. Thank God that didn't do any damage. Because Leon kind of needs the HP. I'm looking forward to the ending of this. Because I do not want to play this title anymore. I know that kind of got really intense for a second there, but like, just this needs to not. And I think the month gap in October where I start to play horror games, it's going to be a good little breather between this and Final Fantasy III, because Final Fantasy III, I've never played it before, ever in my life, but I got it on Steam. So that's the only Solus that I have, so I found it on Steam. And I know, I tend to make weird sounds when I'm excited or about to say something that bothers me. But Sony and Squaresoft, like, I understand that Square Enix is pushing a lot of games for the Switch right now. Like FF7, 8, 9, X, X2, 12. Those all came out on the Switch in the past like year or year and a half. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I appreciate that they're expanding to other consoles. I have no problem with exclusives, only timed exclusives. But in terms of system limitations, like, yeah, the Switch wasn't out when it was released, so, you know, how can you possibly release for the system? So I understand, like, you know, it's a PlayStation game, it's moving over. But Final Fantasy III, how did that get skipped entirely for PlayStation? Like, 1 and 2 were released as the Origins Collection. Chrono Trigger and 4 were released together. 5 and 6 were released together. Where did Final Fantasy III disappear to off of that radar? You know what I mean? Like, and it's the same thing with Final Fantasy 13. Like, computer, they got it. No issues there. Xbox got it. Xbox One got the backwards compatibility upgrade for it. How come we haven't seen a PS4 or PS5 announcement for the Final Fantasy 13 trilogy? I would love to play Final Fantasy 13 on the PS5. Like, I would stream that on day one. I would skip all the other Final Fantasies and go right to 13. Square Enix wouldn't like that, though, because there would be spoilers. Preemptive strikes, I don't like them at all. This is actually a really long dungeon too. Like, I'm on floor 8. This is like Mysidia Tower all over again. And I don't know whether to like it or not. We'll go up. Well, there's a gap in the wall, sort of. It like goes over and then you can see it drop down, so maybe there's a door. Yeah, there is. Like, this Final Fantasy II right now, this is my unfinished business from when I was like... Hold on. Let's see, 2003... This is unfinished business when I was 13 years old. Because I got this new. Like, this is Black Label. Like, it even still has the sticker on it, too. Like, this is actually going on my unfinished list, which is now getting finished. God. Single step battles. Just single step... Ooh, Thunder Gigas. I mean, it's 380 something damage. Okay, you had more fire, lightning defense than I thought. Cool. Now, part of me also kind of wonders, where does that determine the elemental defense of your character? Like, I know the gear would have some sort of an impact, same as magic defense, but I wonder how much of that is specific to just magic in general, or how much of that is specific to thunder as a specific element. Because kind of like Demon Souls, like, everything's weak against fire. Everything. Maybe they fixed it in the remake, who knows. Something tells me not to walk while the orbs are lit. It feels like Final Fantasy VIII all over again. We're getting somewhere now. I can see outer space. Which, how big is this tower that it spreads out to outer space? Outer space. And let's memo save here, just so I don't have to walk the extra 20 steps. Hey there, Emperor! So good to see you again, but this time you are the ones who will die. That's a great start to the battle. Like, no, here's my plan for world domination, no monologue, no explanation to how he plans on taking over the world. You just... Cool. Sure, why not? Dispel. I don't know what Dispel actually does, but sure, why not? Jesus, 2,500 damage. 5,000 damage! What the fuck? What? Okay, there is no fucking way that was the end game. There's gotta be a phase 2, right? But why? Why cannot I defeat you? Why can... Shouldn't it be why can I not defeat you? Not why cannot I defeat you? Who are you? Rarg. Like... This is the worst. Let's get out of here. I don't think you can. I am glad you returned. I am glad I returned as well. You have done it. You are our heroes. You have made it back. Amazing. I don't know whether you're brave or just lucky. Well, take care. Hey, I always knew you could pull that off. Drop by anytime you see my ship. I'll be looking forward to seeing you again. I look forward to seeing you too, Layla. If you know what I mean. You're our heroes. My father must be so proud of you too. I decided to work here in the castle serving the princess. It's the least I can do. What? We will dedicate our lives to restoring what has been destroyed. We hope to see you again. Please, take care. Cool, what about Leon? What's he gonna do? Everything ended. That's right. We can all live together again. All four of us. I don't think Leon's gonna go for that. Right, Leon? No. We've been through too much. We can't return to the past. Wait, Leon, why? Furion, don't let him go. What Leon said is true, Maria. I can't stop him from going. We shall meet again, Leon. Mindu, Sid, that guy, Gareth, and Joseph. I don't know. Now let's go. This is going to be the real beginning. The long war ended at last. Alright, let's see where this goes. The Emperor and Pandemonium. ... And the monsters plaguing every corner of the world. They all vanished. Cool. Peace has finally returned. The people will slowly heal the scars of war. The memory of those dismal days will fade with time. But one memory will remain clear and true. That I got the airship. Oh, it was the ordinary youths with extraordinary minds who saved the world. Cool. So is this kind of like advocating that old is not better? New is good? Young is better? Okay, cool. Thanks for making me feel like a useless fucking failure. But if that's the message you want to give, then yeah, it's cool, yes. New generations are technically the ones who will pick up where we left off, so yes. I do like the music that Nobu Ematsu does. I will say that much. It's very pleasant to listen to, and it makes me want to pick up the guitar and just learn. Half HP Studio? Kind of wonder if that's actually the name of it, or if it was like half of the studio. I don't know. Recordist or recordist? Coordinators, quality management division, cool. There's a lot of work that goes into these games, so when I see a game that comes out that's made by one person, I do take that into my account when I'm playing through it, just a heads up. So if I ever come across an indie game and I end up playing it, you're going to see me be a little bit more lenient with that than a full-scale production like this. This game, I'm a little bit more critical of because it's a big company. You have tons of people who can work on it and contribute ideas to the table. And not only the fact that there's tons of people working on it, you have tons of budget to work on it. And lastly, I guess, you know, you just expect better quality from a bigger company. All Square staff. That being said, though, like, except for those Death Riders at the end, that was just terrible. Save game completion data. Yes, let's. We'll save it in slot 3 just to be funny. I don't really know what slot 3 is gonna do, but I got a star on it, so that's a plus. Can I load that completed data yet? Not yet, but can I load that completed data? I guess the better question as well is, after getting a completed game, is there really, like, is there anything that I can do aside from level up my characters? Probably not. Maybe get some better gear and go in and do my thing. Because this isn't the Game Boy Advance version, or PSP version. This isn't the Dawn of Souls where I can just go in and there's extra dungeons and stuff. This is pretty much it. Ugh. I think aside from the fact that I spent about 10 hours leveling up in between these sessions just to make it through the session, it's good. Like, I like a game that it's got enough of a challenge that it keeps you interested, but not too challenging to deter you from playing it. But not too easy that you steamroll everything, but also easy enough that it's still doable. 2 of these dungeons, I'm going to stop the video itself, because it's just, I've already done what I need to do on this, and it's been 2 hours. Games like Final Fantasy 1, when you level up all of your characters and all of your whatever, you've got your spell slots on hand, and you pretty much know what you need to do in order to get through the game. So there's nothing wrong with Final Fantasy 1 in that aspect. Final Fantasy 2, though, it's such a slog leveling up your stuff. Like, yes, you can use the XX circle, XX circle, XX circle, which is fine. Nothing wrong with that. Just it's just so much of a slog leveling up that you had to take out hours just to grind out button mashing in order to get ahead, and that's the part that I don't like about this title. Story-wise, it's kind of a weird thing. It really is a weird game, because there's a lot of these loosely tied events that feel like they have no connection to each other. There's like, here's Mindu. Go get the Mithril. Cool. Now go get this random fire that you don't even know why the fire exists. It's just in this abandoned temple in the middle of nowhere in Kasayon. And it's like, where did the fire come from? Why is Gordon the only one who can access this temple? Just what the hell is like going on with that? Like, what is it with Gordon's family? Why can't Hilda do it? Why can't a royal member just bequeath the ability on somebody? Like, there's a lot of plot holes that I guess I don't like, but neither here nor there. I want to end this for now, but I'll see you in the next video, and as always, have fun gaming out there, and Laguna Matata.